And we are back.
Welcome.
Listen, it's episode 27 of the Pre-Gems podcast, man. We are here. You got Cinco to my right. Your boy G's here.
In the building.
Cinco been dancing for the last 20 seconds, you know what I'm saying?
Welcome.
We here.
Welcome.
But listen, I mean, we want to get into a whole bunch of good things and all that, but we got to address one thing because, man, we had a tragic loss this week, man. Me and Cinco were talking about it briefly before we started recording, man. We just want to send condolences to PNB Rock and his whole family.
Yeah,
friends,
man.
family, man. Everybody.
He wasn't even that type of, like, he was a good guy, bro.
Listen, man, I just want to send a big shout out, my prayers up, condolences to the whole family. Rest in peace, PNB Rock, man. Praying for his daughters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, it was real tragic. I ain't gonna lie, shit fucked me up when I seen that shit,
too,
bro. I thought I was completely bugging.
Literally, I heard he was shot. I'm like, man. And then, another thing we got to talk about is the fact that the video was circulating. I was seeing the video. I was like,
I'm gonna be 1,000 with you.
That's.
I don't know what it is, but like
that's unbelievable.
Bro, I don't know why. My initial reaction was just to repost I reposted some dumb shit, and then I realized, like, literally within 5 seconds, I was like, let me take that down. I don't think that's supposed to be circulating. Because I was so shocked by it. I just threw it up because all I seen was PNB shot in Roscoe, and it was like one of those like C video kind of things where it's like blurred out. So I'm like, this can't be real. I'm like, but if it's blurred out, I know that means normally it's vicious. That means it's some vicious ass video. So I click it and I'm like, yo, that's PNB Rock squirming for his life?
Yo, literally.
And I seen the amount of blood. I said, oh, this ain't good. I just assumed he was dead. And then within like 30 minutes, man, I started seeing the new post. LA, the police, they been pronounced him dead, but I think it was like by 1:59, basically 2 o'clock p.m. on the dot. Like, yo, 2 p.m., bro. Imagine dying at Roscoe's over some waffles, like some chicken and waffles.
Literally eating brunch. Literally, broad daylight.
With wifey, all that. Like, man, shout out to this BM too. I know she's been going through a lot because a lot of people have been bombing her about sharing location and everything. I heard that like there's been a problem with her for the last like couple months or so, something like that. Like, they even said that he had took her Instagram away, or was like he was really against her having an Instagram because she was doing a lot of antics. I'm not sure if it was just sharing locations.
And he was just talking about in an interview that people was trying to rob him. He was just talking about that a week ago.
People don't know is that PNB Rock always been. He's a hood nigga from the jump. Like, niggas forget PNB got lit fresh out of jail. Not saying you fresh out of jail makes you automatically a hood nigga, but yeah, like he just did 2, 3, and like people forget, PNB Rock been lit for a minute.
He has been. Like, he really has. He started
catching a buzz in Philly like 2013, 14.
Literally by 15, 16.
Him and
that's
Rock
what he
was like going neck and neck with the Jersey Philly movement, moving up in the totem pole. And I remember watching that. And I'm like,
good music.
Back then he was what 2015, 7 years ago, he was 23.
Yeah,
22, 23,
he died at 30. I think he was 30.
Yeah, he was 30, bro. He's young, bro. He's only 2 years older than us. Like, that shit is crazy, bro. Man. Rest in peace, man. That shit. It was sickening to watch, man. And to see like the sense of urgency that those robbers had, like, man, you don't even realize how real this shit is, bro. It should look like Gotham City out here, bro. Like, what do you mean you ran into the Roscoe's, demanded the man's jewelry while he's sitting down?
Literally sitting down, not even outside. Ran into the establishment.
Yeah, didn't wait for him to come outside. Didn't wait for him to get in the car and drive away. None of that. It was like, now we going in there.
We not even staking it out, like waiting for him to come outside.
Yo, bro, like, come on, son. That shit is sad, bro. It's an issue. It's so many issues in that one scenario that had to be addressed between sharing locations, moving the right way, and
posting the video.
There's so many things.
There's so many.
Right?
And my whole thing with that is like, we become. Like, with our phones, we're so attached to our phones. We become so desensitized to a lot of things. Our first reaction is to pull out a phone and start recording
instead of helping.
You know,
and I'm a victim of that. I'm guilty of that. Not a victim. I'm guilty of that.
Me too. Even when Kobe died and Vanessa, the cop that was sharing the photo, she just sued him. She just sued the department for a few M's. You feel me?
I think it was like 16 million.
Yeah,
and she immediately donated it.
Oh yeah, and immediately donated back to the Mambasita Foundation.
That's
but
crazy,
yeah,
rest in peace to Kobe and Gigi and every family that was involved in that tragic loss too, man.
But just that's our first reaction. Just pull out our phone and just start recording. It's almost like we uploading it. Like we get a sense of thrill out of that, you know.
I don't even know if it's necessarily a thrill. Yes, it is a thriller because you're right. Because we also want to be the first people to share.
That's what I'm saying. It's a sense of thrill. You're trying. People trying to get clout off the situation.
I don't even be thinking it's consciously clout though. I'm gonna be honest.
I think so. I think people.
I don't think it's consciously because I pulled out my phone and when I'm pulling out recording something, I don't think, oh, this would be great content. People are gonna go crazy for this.
I
record it. I'll be like, yo, this is fucking crazy.
I feel like some people are.
My thing just be like, this is fucking crazy. Now if I post there's so many things I have on my phone that I've never posted.
Me too.
I record all the time, and then
I have so many recordings on my phone that never get social media doesn't see the light of day, but like, man. But it's like all around, and we gotta be. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. We got to be wary of these record labels that have insurance policies on their artists.
Whoa. That's real conspiracy theory. I don't think that had nothing to do with that.
But
that's some Biggie Tupac shit you talking about.
Listen, man. And a lot of these record labels have insurance policies on their artists.
I've been hearing about the best, because being a rapper really is it's the most dangerous job in the world right now. Being a rapper and being a cop, damn, two most dangerous motherfucking jobs you gonna have.
But think about it. I'm not listen. I'm not saying. I think it was Epic, Empire, Epic.
I'm not sure. Empire. I know is a record label.
I think he signed the Empire. I think
he was signed, but he had just got independent not too long ago.
See, it's always. I'm not trying to be.
Shout out to Newland, his record label. PNB Rock had Newland. He had my boy David Lee out of New York, and another shout out to the homie Little Italy. You know what I'm saying? They were going crazy. They from New York, the East Side, if I'm not mistaken, Lower East Side, and. Man, it was crazy because PNB Rock had signed them in like 2018 or something like that, 2019. And so I kind of, and I met them a few times. Me and David Lee, I done chatted David Lee a couple times. Like, if y'all tap into Bro Music, man, I know he's going through some things. Way of David Lee, tap into that on Instagram. And Lil Italy, he got songs with Youngboy and all that. Like, they've been doing their thing, but it's all off the strength that PNB Rock was making sure they did right. You know what I mean?
But see, I'm not saying Empire had anything to do with it, but listen, he just had a battle with Empire as far as being independent. Yeah. They had an insurance policy out on him, and you got to realize. Do you know that
for a fact? They had an insurance policy on him?
Yes.
You knew that?
I looked it up.
Oh, shit.
They did have it, and you got to think about it. In artists, I'm not trying to be morbid, are worth more dead than alive.
No, 100%, man.
I'm not saying they had
their streams go up on average 10 times, 1,000%.
Bro, Nipsey Victory Lap was nominated a year after it even came out. It didn't even come out the year that it was nominated for an award. You feel me?
No, 100%.
And the whole Nipsey situation, like, I'm so glad he was able to get his flowers that he deserved. But it's unfortunate that he wasn't alive to see it.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to see it.
Because if you would have told me, like, Nipsey had the West Coast on lock for so long. He's been doing so much good in his community. Yep. But the way, like, the hip hop community was just shooken by his death, you wouldn't have thought that initially. The way they were so shooken by his death, you wouldn't have thought that initially.
A lot of it had to do with the way he died, how he died, where he died.
And
it was on camera.
Yes.
He was in front of the spot that he's been devoting his whole life to rebuilding after causing so much destruction that him and his you know what I'm saying, his gang was, you know what I'm saying, running the streets rampant, going crazy, and then they turned back around and, you know what I'm saying, they trying to help it
and build up his community.
Build it up. And man, it's crazy.
It's so unfortunate.
When you see that shit though, man, people saw Eric Holder run up on him and shoot him and give him the is he dead kick, like tap him, shoot him again, like, yo, bro, that shit is vicious, bro. And it's like, man, people gotta understand LA is not sweet, man. Like
it looks so nice. That's the problem.
The LA police came out and said, if you are coming as a tourist, we cannot guarantee your safety. What the fuck?
They not worried. Listen.
The police said that. That's Gotham City. What the fuck are you talking about? We can't guarantee your safety. Like, they don't make no press runs and say shit like that. Like, that's how the fuck you make people panic.
And the thing about LA, we were talking about in the last episode, it's so beautiful. It, like, a lot of places you in the hood. Yeah, a lot of places you can pull up, know you in the trenches. LA, you don't even know where you at a lot of times.
You could be on one street, 2 blocks to your right, you might run into John Travolta pumping gas. And 3 blocks to your left, you might get pressed for wearing the wrong hat.
You literally. Like, and they have so many alleyways.
Yeah,
there's so many alleyways off the main roads. Like, if you're not even aware of your situation.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, man. LA is a vicious place, man. It's claimed so many lives. Like, just in the last 2-3 years, bro, I can name damn near 10 rappers off the top of my head. Out-of-towners, in-towners. Like, think about it. Realistically, who all right, you got Nip, PNB Rock, Pop Smoke. Don't forget Draco the Ruler, Slim 400.
Was in LA. Draco the Ruler was in LA too.
Draco the Ruler, Slim 400. Hold on, let's not forget. There's Conrado Mans isn't a rapper technically, but Conrado almost just got killed
in L.A. Was that in L.A.?
Yeah, that was in front of the Beverly Hills Center.
I didn't know that.
In the front of the Beverly Hills Center where Drake discovered Bria. He said that in the song. He was right there at the gas station.
I didn't know it was in L.A.
Yo, bro, this shit is spooky out there, bro. They're going rampant right now, and that was just to name a few. Like, it's sad that I could even name that many for real. Like, bro, bro, LA, man, it ain't no joke. And even just the attempted robberies and shit. Like Young Blue just got a.
Yeah, I saw that.
Young Blue and Sauce Walker both just got attempted robberies on him. You know what I'm saying? Young Blue backed down, started shooting at a nigga. Allegedly, he said that on camera. I don't know what that's about. Niggas might want to shut the fuck up. That's gonna be my key word for every time I hear motherfuckers talk about some crimes. Yo, just chill. Everybody, just chill. And shut the fuck up. Because it's getting, but I understand, because we talked about the Sauce Walker subject last week and how he got robbed and how it was alleged that his boy had caught a body in self-defense and none of that happened. What really happened was, plot twist, what really happened was, dude ran up on Sauce, but mind you, Sauce Walker never actually said that he killed nobody, that his man's killed nobody, none of that. He just said, yo, somebody did some stupid shit and from unfortunate situations, somebody lost their life. That's all he really left it at. He said a nigga tried him and he wasn't going. That's all he kept reiterating, that he wasn't going. Somebody tried to rob him and by the end of the night somebody lost their life. Kind of insinuated that like they had something to do with somebody dying, his team, but it's not what happened. So what really happened is, old boy tried to rob Sauce Walker, pulled out a gun. Sauce Walker smacks the gun or whatever. I think he gun butted him because his eye was busted. He had a black eye, and yeah. So he tried to rob Sauce Walker for his chains and jewelry or whatever. He wasn't going. They started fighting, tussling. Sauce Walker got the best of him. Dude ran off. I guess, I'm not sure if it was minutes later, however long ago later, the dude goes right down the block and tries to rob another dude. And he ends up killing this dude because the dude tried to fight him too. The other dude he tried to rob, tried to fight him. I forget his name. R.I.P. to him and his family too, because man, it's just crazy. Because for 2-3 days, people thought he was the one that was out doing the robbery. Like I had mentioned in the last episode, I'm like, yo, dude didn't look like a robber. I mean, he looked like an entrepreneur. He had the jewelry on, his Instagram it looked too professional. He had a haircut and shit. Niggas that rob don't get shape ups. That's number one. Like if you a real robber, you don't get shape ups. You know. So the nigga looked way too clean on Instagram to be a robber. I'm like, not a robber. And he lived in downtown LA. It's like you're not paying $5,000 a month to rob niggas. So cool. He ends up being the one that actually gets killed by the attempted robbery. He gets killed, and Sauce Walker, not knowing what happened, he said it in the initial video too. He wasn't even too sure who died or nothing, but he was saying, when I get more information, I'll be able to speak on it some more. And I understood why, because he didn't realize that the dude that died wasn't the robber. It was the dude that was the victim.
The victim, yeah, okay.
Victim. So yeah, shout out to the victim. I really wish I had his name, but and his family.
Yeah, R.I.P. to him and his family.
They made sure to reach out and clarify
the situation.
Because it was a bad look. Like that's the last thing you want to do is your loved one is being known as a robber and his face is being plastered and spread over where like, oh, you should have tried somebody else, and it's like that's not even what happened. He didn't die trying to rob anybody.
I saw a video this week. You know, I don't know if it was real or not. You know, somebody in LA who was a robber. He had his identity concealed, and he was saying, yeah, all these influencers, you know, they get such a high off showing their location. We just sit back and wait till they pop up.
Yeah, bro, she's a professional.
Literally knowing they backing out. You in LA, you know they have money on them, Julie, whatever the case. We're literally waiting for the post to come up, locations to come up, and they run it down.
Listen, there's niggas who get money and there's people who take money, and you gotta respect them both. That's one thing I learned a long time ago. Like I was around in the situation, and this thing, it's not just LA. This happens everywhere. LA just has a different kind of culture
because
their streets are so different. These people know these alleyways and back blocks like it's their own. They'll literally be watching you from the porch 3 blocks down. You don't even realize they've been watching you, or they're keeping an eye out. They got the security guard that he's from the hood. He's from a set, and he's working security at this plaza. He sees this fucking Maybach coming in. He sees your Porsche coming in. They see that. It ain't nothing to send a little textile boo boo. Which is why I was also saying, like, you can't really blame PNB's baby mother that posted the address. Posted the location, because it's like any burger at that Roscoe's, and from what I keep hearing, that is the worst Roscoe's in LA. Like it is in the middle of the hood. It's in Inglewood, right by the airport. And if you know Inglewood,
that's right by I think that's right by the stadium too.
Yeah, it's right by the stadium, and it's in the middle of a bunch of different gang sets. So it's like a hub for gang violence in itself, just because they can run into each other. Yeah, it's on the edge of like 3 neighborhoods. So it was just one of the worst places. But it's also known that PNB, he was a hood nigga. He used to pull up everybody that I've been listening to talk about him said, bro, he used to ride around 1 or 2 deep, and he always had his gun on him. Like it was always not a alleged nigga. It was known. Like he was clutching when he would hop out the car. Like when people would get close, he's immediately grabbing for the hip, or you know what I'm saying. He made it well known that I got this jewelry on, but I got this gun on me too. You feel me? So who knows what the situation was with that robbery, man? Because I feel like he just wasn't going for it. Like, he a Philly nigga, you know what I'm saying? Philly niggas is a little more aggressive than the average. Most Philly niggas box. So you're not really about to just scare a Philly nigga, I ain't gonna lie. Like you're not really just gonna scare him with a gun for real. Like, especially in front of his BM, it's a whole other sense of pride up there.
Sitting down at brunch, literally.
Inside the restaurant, though. I'm not gonna get over that, bro. We gotta do better as a community, man. I see, was it Young Berg? Yeah, Hitmaker / Young Berg. He had posted some shit. He was like, and it kind of blew my mind because it's true, man. It's like what Kendrick said. I'm the biggest hypocrite of 2015. Because it's like when he made that song, it made sense. Because it's like, yo, bro, if that was a police that went in there and shot PNB Rock like that, it would have been a fucking riot.
It would have been up in arms.
A fucking riot. I'm talking about LA would be on shutdown, my nigga. But guess what? It was somebody that looked like us. It was somebody that looked like him. It ain't nothing but chalk it up to the game. Like, come on, bro.
Nah.
We gotta address that too.
We
gotta address that too, bro.
Agree.
Like, that's why when Kendrick said that, it's like, how can I cry and how can I cry and march when Trayvon Martin was in the streets when gang banging made me kill a nigga blacker than me? Hypocrite. And he said that was the last words on that bar, and I'm like, yo, he's right. Like, he's absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Like, we kill each other
100%.
on a daily basis, and that was that's the definition of senseless violence. Like, right there, that was senseless violence, bro.
2
Senseless,
p.m.,
bro.
like,
come on, bro. You lost your life too now. Like, you're done. You're not coming back from that. You can't even sell that shit, bro. Like, if that chain is worth $50,000,
nah, you can't even sell that,
bro. If that chain is worth $20,000-$50,000, bro,
you gotta get
on. You gonna literally get $3,000-$4,000.
Exactly.
And that's if a jeweler is willing to touch that with morals. Because anybody with morals gonna be like, bro, you killed a man. That shit is viral right now. You're wilding. Like, everybody
knows his chain. You feel me? Anybody who knows.
Come on, bro. Like, man, this shit it's disgusting, to be honest, man.
No, it's very unfortunate, the state and how it. I'm at a loss for words.
It's everywhere, bro. Don't forget, X died the same way, bro.
X literally died the same way.
Bro.
They tried to take his Louis.
Motherfucker saw him. He's riding around the IA. He's dolo. They got a duffel on him. He just posted himself in the bank. He posted himself in the bank like an hour before that. Literally with the duffel bag. Posted himself in the bank like about to go buy a new bike. Went straight to the bike dealership down the block. And dudes from that neighborhood caught him and saw him, man. And man, you gotta understand, man. Some of these niggas ain't playing. Some of these niggas not playing, bro. Get that shit up. Like,
it's not even worth it.
It's not worth it. Exactly, bro. Because I feel like if PNB would have just here, you feel what I mean? That's easy to just say. Because maybe this dude was shermed out, smoked out. I don't know what this one. Because that's what a lot of it be too. Like, a lot of these robberies and shit happen from motherfuckers that smoked out, or they develop mental issues from doing drugs, or you know what I'm saying. They've been treated as like these super aggressive ADD, ADHD patients when they go to these juvenile halls and shit like that. So they've been given meds since they were kids, and the meds got them
different. They become different timing. They become a literally different person.
They become reliable with these meds and all that shit. Because they say a lot of that, like Eric Holder, like they say Eric Holder, the dude that shot Nipsey, was 100% like that. Like, he was known for being the hood. I mean, he was known for being the shooter in the hood. Like, that's Lil Shitty, you know what I'm saying? Lil Shitty, cuz, if I'm not mistaken, that's his hood name, you know what I'm saying? Forgive me if I got that wrong, but I'm almost 100% sure that's his name. Cuz, yeah, it's different. LA hood names is crazy. Like, if you little shitty, that means there was a big shitty before you. And I swear to God, and it's OG shitty probably, and like a tiny shitty, which would be like the littlest, youngest homie out that line. So LA's just different, bro. Stay out of LA if you're not from LA, bro. Like, for real, them niggas not playing. They politics is different, they culture is different. Like, out there they flock.
It's totally different.
Flocking is they shit.
It's
like, they
totally
breaking in they breaking in your shit. That's their favorite shit to do.
And the thing about LA is everybody in LA ain't from LA.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's
the
the
majority
thing.
of it.
And that's why it's another hub.
Yeah, but see,
a lot of out-of-towners.
A lot of that aggressive culture from LA comes from like everybody that like the minorities in LA all come either from the rural fucking South, like the worst of the South, where they were looking for new land and places to settle, and they were being accepted to move into places like Compton and stuff like that. They were moving them into the suburbs, and then a lot of them come from like Chicago, St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Kendrick, his family comes from the Robert Taylor homes in Chicago. So you talking about people that are from the worst of the worst, or coming from the most oppressed of the oppressed. You know what I'm saying? Because the North might have not been as oppressed as far as like the slavery ended a lot earlier up in like Chicago, and you know what I mean? But down south, that oppression, you know what I'm saying? And then they move out there and they got this freedom. There's a reason why they so combative and defiant against authority, because it's like, nigga, this our shit. Like, what are you talking about? You're not about to tell me nothing to do. Like, we own this motherfucker for real. Like, that's what it was. Like, man, the history of LA is one in itself that I think
it really is. It really is like a melting pot.
Yeah, like dating back to the Watts riots, the Rodney King riots, all that. I think it's important to do some research in LA before you go out there and think shit's sweet. Like, for real, that motherfucker's not playing. It's really like that. Like, man. Yeah, but I mean, besides that, we can talk on a better topic because I just thought we were talking about death for like 20 minutes, to death, robbery. But it's just because, like, man, for real, bro, we really got to do better. And like I said, it's everywhere.
And the thing is, like, we singing the same tune over and over,
bro. It
ends the same way.
Every week or two,
all
bro.
The time.
Every week or two is a new dead rapper, bro. It could have been 4 this week, for real. Young Blue, PNB Rock, Quando Rondo's Mans. Like, come on, son. Sauce Walker, it could have been a lot in the last week.
In the last 3 years has been. All right. We're gonna move on to something else. We're not gonna keep.
Man. Rest in peace to everybody lost, man.
No, seriously.
Everybody watch themselves, man. Be smart. Move accordingly, man. Don't make yourself a target, bro. Listen, we gotta have to switch subjects because I'm thinking about that shit too much, man. Like, that's one thing I never want to do is put a lot of jewelry on because I knew what that's like. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to be a target. I was a target before I ever put any jewelry on because I remember at a time period way back, talking about 2011, 2012, there wasn't too many niggas that had any money at all. So it's like, literally, bro,
right.
If you know, my house literally got broken into maybe 7, 8 times
literally.
In a matter of like a year and a half.
Literally.
Like, and when I say my house, I'm talking my parents' house was getting broken into, my house was getting rich. I wasn't even living there. This shit was getting broken into.
When you were in Bergenfield,
bro, yeah, when I was in Bergenfield, like, niggas don't know. The first time I got kicked out of the first time I got what's the term when you get kicked out of evicted?
Evicted, yeah.
I got evicted because my house got broken into and a motherfucker shot through my window and I didn't call the cops. Like, and that's a whole other story in itself. But I literally got evicted because, long story short, motherfuckers broke into my crib, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Had my mans at gunpoint, literally woke me up. I'm waking up, motherfuckers is shaking me, and I end up hitting the floor, but I'm asleep. So when I hit the floor, my head bounced off the ground. I'm like, what's
going on?
I'm waking up in a daze, bro. But as I'm waking up, I'm in the air. Somebody's slamming me. I ain't gonna lie. Feel me? Boom, I hit the bed. So when I hit the bed, I just start kicking. I kicked the shit out. Whoever the fuck this was, I kicked the shit out. And all I heard was, yo, blast that nigga. And in my head, the way I was laying down, my man was at the entrance of the doorway. He getting held at gunpoint. I'm laying down like we would be parallel to each other, but he's laying out the door because he used to sleep on the floor. Shout out to my son Scotty, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would sleep on the floor. They had the nigga at gunpoint. I would be on to the right. The nigga goes blast that nigga. I see the nigga like move his arm this way, but I thought I was dreaming, bro. This all happened in a split second. And instead of jumping up to try to fight the nigga that had tackled me back on the bed that I had just kicked, my instant reaction was to roll because I saw him pull his arm out as soon as he said that. And then I see the flash. I'm like, nah. Then it hit me like, I immediately woke up as I rolled over, hit the ground, and I'm like, yo, this is real? I mean, this is real. I'm like, nah, what the fuck?
And the nigga swung his body.
So you know how you move in your dreams, you like, you just play dead? I'm like, nigga, I'm playing dead. You feel me? Fuck that. So I'm just sitting there for like 3 seconds go by, and I'm like, and I don't hear, all I hear is like footsteps. 3 seconds go by, I hear the footsteps. I'm like, yo, Scott. He like, yo. I'm like, yo, that was real? He like, yo, bro, I swear to God, that was real. I'm like, get the fuck out. He's right under where the lights is at, you feel me? So he just reach up, hit the light. And I look at him, he look at me, we get up. I'm like, we look to the left, there's a bullet hole right through the window. I'm like, nah, that was dead real.
I remember that.
Mind you, as we're saying this, we still hear niggas running. And you hear the car kick on, all that. You hear, niggas peel off. I'm like, nah, there's no way. So we go downstairs. We nigga, mind you, my roommate was in the other room, singer J.O.
Yeah.
J.O. and his shorty.
That's a fact.
We go wake him up. I'm like, yo, bro, y'all heard that nigga? These niggas is in a corner behind the door like this, thinking nigga, my man was ready. He was ready for whatever was coming through that door because he knew it was bad timing.
Yeah, he already
You feel
did,
me? But whoever broke in knew that they was coming to my room. You feel me? So yeah, the nigga, he like, yo, bro, we heard the whole shit, but we didn't know what was going on, and he was like, nigga, we ain't had nothing, so what we gonna do? Run in there? Like, we could hear the nigga was talking crazy. They was talking about, shoot these niggas if they move funny. So whatever. Nigga, we end up sleeping off the rest of the night. Like, yo, fuck that. We don't know what it was. We went to go check. We see niggas broken through the basement, ran upstairs, all that shit. And I mean, at the time, you feel me? Niggas was doing a little thing with the weed and shit. This is like 2013.
That was definitely
yeah, it was 2013, right after high school.
Yep, that was definitely right after high school.
And I remember I'm sitting there like, yo, that really just happened. Cool. The next day, you feel me? We don't call the cops enough. We all just go to sleep. Like, fuck, we charge it to the game. Nobody got robbed. That's what was crazy shit is. Nothing got stolen. They jumped in through a window, landed on top of a laptop and a PS3 or 4 at the time. I don't even remember. They landed on that shit and kept it pushing. And the crazy shit is, nigga, it was literally like 1,500 in singles that looked like a lot more. Like, 1,500 in singles is gonna look a lot of fucking money. There was 1,500 in single right next to my man's, but it was dark in the room. They wasn't even focused on that. They thought he was gonna catch some crazy shit. You feel me? So for whatever reason, and they panicked. As soon as the nigga shot, they panicked and took off. they realized like, oh, we dragged it. Like this was not part of the plan. Abort mission. Niggas was like, we might just clap and say. And the way I got up and rolled, it probably looked like I got shot, especially because he shot right through. Like when I got up, it was some divine intervention shit, bro. Like I swear to you, the bullet was like the trajectory was like, yo, dogs, you would have got hit if I would have stood up, like for sure. Especially if I would have stood up and turned square, I would have definitely got hit. So we like I said, we go to sleep, wake up, like 1 p.m. the next day. Mind you, we're in the suburbs. We in Bergenfield, New Jersey. Like the suburbs of the suburbs.
I know the cops pull up.
And my room window, the one that got shot, was right in the front of the house. So if you drive by my house, you're gonna see the bullet hole in the window. So cool. 1 p.m. comes, knock at the door. I'm like, oh shit, what's this? You know what I mean? I already know the knock too. It was a little more aggressive. I just don't want to bang on his tail.
It's like, nah, this is not my next tat appointment.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
this is not my next tat.
I open the door. As soon as I open the door, detectives. I'm like, close it. He's like, yeah, we gotta talk to you, or we're gonna have to get a warrant and kick this shit in. I'm like, a warrant? I'm like, nigga, I'm a victim. They're like, well, explain to us what's going on, because I know you clearly know what's going on. We don't. We just see a bullet hole in your window. So I explained to him. I'm like, man, we got broken into yesterday. Motherfuckers jumped in through the window, came upstairs, and they had my mans, nigga shot through the shit, and that's all I know. You feel me? Like, I don't know who it was, what it was. That's just what happened. You feel me? And he was like, okay. So you expect us to believe that a nigga broke into your crib, came upstairs with 2 other people, shot at you, ran out, and you didn't call the cops? I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, exactly. He was like, okay, so look, this is what it sounds like to us. He's like, it sounds like to us one of y'all was fucking around with a gun in here, and you accidentally shot it, and you're trying to cover it up with this story, and that's why you didn't call the police. Because if somebody breaks into my house and shoots at me, I'm gonna call the police. I'm like, yeah, it's a bad story. You got a good point. I literally looked at him. I was like, you do got a good point, gang. He was like, so you're either hiding something as to why you got, as to why somebody broke in, or you guys got a gun in hand, y'all playing with it. So either way, you're gonna either get a consent to search, or we're just gonna wait outside till we get the warrant from the judge printed out. I'm like, cool. So in the meantime,
you had to weed in the car.
But mind you, as this is happening though, you feel me? Is mad niggas. I used to always keep mad niggas at the crib for reasons like this, just to always be on 50 with whatever's going on. I ended up, like, my man's already knew the cue. Shout out to Scotty. Scotty jumped in the closet, grabbed a book bag full of shit. Mind you, he like 16 at the time, because I'm like 19. You feel me? Nigga, he living with me. He literally dropped out. He living with me. We thugging. We just, you know what I'm saying, doing our thing. So the nigga, he threw the book bag on, and he takes the fuck off. Like, soon as they came knocking, he jumped out the side window and like literally ran, because there was like a little forest patch behind him.
Yep, right where you were, right by the court,
yeah. So it's like a little forest. Somehow he jumps in there and starts running. And these niggas don't pay him no mind, because they're not coming there with a warrant. So it's not like they surround the house and do none of that extra shit. They don't have a warrant. So they just literally came on some like wellness check, like what the fuck is that? So whatever. Sky ends up taking off. So I'm panicking though, but he had the book bag, had everything in it. It wasn't even a lot of shit in there. It was probably like a half a pound of weed or some bullshit, some scales, Ziploc, shit like that, and a little bit of money. There was no more than like $2,500 in the house, including $1,500 in singles that looked like $50,000.
Like a lot, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a lot because it's singles. So they end up searching this motherfucker, man. They looking for bullets. They looking for everything. Like, they searching the shit out this car. But mind you, they can't go in there look. If they find weed, I didn't know this till later on. If they would have found weed or some shit, they can't do nothing about it. That's not what they're looking for.
Okay.
Right. And but they could have easily went and got another warrant for it. But like, had they had a physical warrant for just the gun, nothing else in that house would have mattered. They would have had to file charges for some other shit and come back, and that would have been a whole different situation. But
that's not the point.
Neither here nor there, man. I was saying all that story just to reiterate. I know what it's like to be a target. And that shit wasn't cool. That was me at 19, you feel me, 20, 21.
And that was one of the stories you told.
That's one. That ain't the first time niggas been shot at. That ain't the first time niggas cribs done got robbed, ran into. That was just the first time where I got evicted over some shit that I was literally the victim at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ended up getting kicked out of that crib. I'm not going to ever say I was homeless, because I always go back to my mother's crib. Shout out to my mom and dad and all that. But I ended up having to go back there. That shit is embarrassing once you moved out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit ain't it. And it wasn't like I couldn't afford it or nothing, but I would tell people like, yeah, we got kicked out. It's not like you got evicted. So, yeah, anyway. I say all that to say, man, stop making yourself a target. People like we as a community, we strive so much to work so hard to buy material things that make us a target. You know what I'm saying? We buy the jewelry, we buy the watch,
absolutely.
We buy the ring, and that shit just makes you food. Like, that shit just a motherfucker.
Somebody who's starving,
you really damn near testing them. You damn near testing.
No, you're right.
If you see a loose German Shepherd, would you wave around steak? Nah. So what the fuck is you doing?
You look like a buffet.
That's what I'm saying.
Some people who are starving, you look like a buffet.
You going into the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Inglewood, no security, no nothing. It's just you and your shorty. You walked in with the Maybach. Niggas already don't like that.
Yeah.
You got a $200,000 car in the parking lot. Oh, it's lit. Who's this? It's PNB.
Oh.
The 140-pound nigga. Oh, he's giving that chain up, and he don't want to give that chain up. Well, now I gotta kill you, cause now you testing me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the
mentality.
That's where
for real.
That's how a motherfucker analyzed it. You feel me? It's like he thought it was gonna be easy to get that off him, man. I guess it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? We have to reiterate that one more time, man. Rest in peace, man. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Story time. My fault. I had to take y'all into a little deep dive into the past real quick.
Man. I remember when that
Shout
happened,
out to that
bro.
story, man. Yo, bro. Karma, man. We could talk about karma all day, dogs. Like, yo, bro. Shout out to them people, man. I learned a lot from that little attempted robbery situation. I learned a lot. I'm not gonna lie. And like one of the things I always told my young niggas was like, yo, bro, when you move with purity and people try to do you harm and they don't succeed, they're fucked. Like, just wait. Karma's gonna sort this shit out, bro. Don't go out. Don't go crash out. Don't go try to kill nobody. Don't try to put nobody in jail. You good. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, if that's what you want to do, call the police on niggas, that's you. But you don't even gotta do none of that. Like, just sit back.
Come back full circle.
I knew exactly who did the robbery. Literally within the next 2 days, I knew who it was. Literally, I had niggas calling me left and right. Like, yo, it was this nigga. Yo, this nigga claiming it. Yo, this nigga bought the gun from me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yo, bro, when I tell you within 2 years of that. Listen. Within 2 years of that, it's three. To my knowledge, 3 motherfuckers. Might be a getaway driver. You feel me? And this is without giving mad information out. But 2 of them one of them ended up doing an 8-year bid for another B&E and
for a gun. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
B&Es and stolen gun. The stolen gun pointed him to being part of the B&E. So he ended up doing 8 years for that shit. 2 years later, something completely unrelated. Then the other 2 motherfuckers end up accidentally killing a little girl in New York, bro. They're doing life, like both of them. In Rikers. I don't know if they're in Rikers still, but them niggas was in Rikers for like 5. They just got out of there during COVID. Motherfuckers is doing 25 plus. They accidentally hitting a girl and they hit a dude. But at the time they were like 18 maybe. So they ended up hitting the dude that was like 17. He survived, but they hit a little girl with a bullet that ricocheted in the hallway. Like it's crazy, bro. Like karma is wild, bro. When you really think about this shit will sort itself out.
And what you're saying is a testament to the lifestyle that those people type of live, because. Yeah, you know, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Like you can live wild, do those type of actions, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. It's always gonna catch up with you.
Oh God.
It's always gonna catch up with you.
Oh God.
It all comes back.
If you're lucky, it won't take your life.
Yeah,
when it does catch up with you.
Yeah, legit. It'll always catch up with you if you keep living the type of lifestyle like that.
Live by the gun, die by the gun.
It'll all come back full circle. Come knocking at your door. You feel me?
So I just want to encourage anybody out there, man. 'Cause I know you ready to crash out. I know you want your get back. I know you wanna go slide. You wanna go do what you gotta do, man. But for real, man. If you moving with purity and
that's a big gem right there.
If you moving with purity and good intention, bro, you gonna be good. No matter what a nigga do to you, a nigga can rob you for everything. You gonna be good. He's gonna have to deal with that karma. You gonna be straight.
Guess what? Anything you get robbed of, you can get back.
And that's another thing too.
Always get it back. Yeah, always get it back.
You can't get your life back, and you can't get your freedom back once you go do something back to the niggas who robbed you. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And that shit sounds like some little passive aggressive shit, because people be like, man, that's a bitch shit to say. Like nigga robbed me. Nigga, first of all, nigga not robbing me. Okay. You feel me? Everybody get got, man. Everybody get got.
Yeah.
Everybody gets got, man. That's another lesson you gotta learn, for real. You
gotta take one on the chin every now and then. It is what it is.
Shout out to my white boy Nick Jug back in 2015, man. Look, hustling ass white dude. Nigga, they ain't wearing nothing but YSL jeans. This is 2015. Niggas wasn't even on that. Niggas ball man down every time. One thing, he got it tatted. He said, charge it to the game. And I'm like, yo, why you getting this? He's like, man, you take so many losses in this shit, bro. You gotta learn how to charge it to the game. Not even just like monetary losses. I'm talking about emotional losses. You losing your mans to jail. You losing, you know what I'm saying? Your everything. Like, especially when you go into the hustling game, and not even just illegal hustles. Like,
in general, any hustle,
you will lose it all.
Anything.
And any good hustler knows you gotta double back and do that shit again. And if you
even entrepreneur, like
if you can't get that shit twice, you probably didn't deserve it the first time.
Yeah.
Free gem.
Then it wasn't. Then it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
Then it wasn't for you. You got lucky.
Yeah.
You got lucky.
On God, yeah, and that's the thing. Luck do count in this shit.
Luck absolutely.
Some people get into these lucky situations because people be like, yeah, I don't believe in luck, but it's like, okay, if you were born into a privileged family,
some people born on third base.
Yes,
I ain't gonna lie. Some people really born on third base.
Some people born on third base. You're not lying. You this close to going home.
Nah, you this close, but at the same time, just because you are born on third base, don't mean you're gonna get home. I mean, you can. You can establish you cannot establish yourself and just live off your name. Mm-hmm. You'll stay on third base and you're not the person that's going to be the important figure, or you're not going to really establish anything worthwhile in life. Yeah. You can live off your name. Yeah. You on third base, but you can be on third base and put in the work and use that leverage to go home. Not everybody goes home from third base.
Nah, facts. You're right. You know what I'm thinking about? I was thinking about Johnny Manziel as soon as you were saying that.
Yo.
Motherfucker born on oil money. Born on third base. And he's like that. He wasn't just rich. That motherfucker is athletic than a bitch. He's one of the greatest college football players ever.
All time.
If you talk about the season he had, I mean, he's Heisman, so obviously he's one of the greatest seasons ever. But it's like, bro.
I remember that when he beat Banner. I remember that with Mike Evans. Mike Evans was his receiver.
Oh, Mike Evans was the receiver?
Yeah.
I think Christian Kirk was too. Christian Kirk.
I feel like Christian Kirk's a little younger.
Really? Yeah, maybe a little. Nah, because he definitely played with somebody legendary. We're going to end up getting into football real fast. This shit going to go real fast.
I can really. But yeah, Mike Evans was definitely his receiver.
Yeah, man. Being on third, that's crazy.
Being on third, like think about
born on third base. Think about somebody. Though, for real.
Think about the Kardashians. Rob Kardashian was born on third base. So, you know, I mean, I'm not saying there's a
he's
lot.
Up the back. Fuck that.
He's gonna be up the back because of his name, regardless. That's what I'm saying. But you have somebody like Kylie, who's a billionaire. Mm-hmm. You feel me? She was born on third base, but look what she did.
She took it home.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's never too late to take it home, man. It's never too late to take it home.
The game ain't never over.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things.
The game ain't never over.
I want to find out this actor's name because I think about this nigga every time I think about like people catching a late streak of like success, man. I love to see that shit, bro, because I know motherfuckers thought this shit was over. I'm like, I know you thought you were down and now and it was over. He's the heavyset black actor. He's in Pizza Hut commercials. He's in
I know.
He's in game commercials.
I know. He was the one in Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yes, him too.
I know you're talking about. Craig Ferguson.
Yo, yes. Shout out to Craig Ferguson.
Shout him off.
Bro, I watched his little interview he gave, bro. You know he was a fucking 5th grade teacher for like 10, 20 years? Like, he was a completely like on some like, fuck this shit, I already settled, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna be. Like in his like late 30s, early 40s or whatever the situation was. And he was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna get back to this acting, chase his dream again, bro. And it's like to see him everywhere. It's like it's a testament. So it's like, yo, bro, if you give up, bro, you giving up on your. First of all, he's doing Little Caesars and Pizza. I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't even know you. Bro, he's getting the bag. Man, look at this nigga. He's not the funniest actor. He's not the most attractive. He's not nothing.
You're right.
Why is this nigga so marketable?
The consistency.
Bro, he's amazing for that, bro. Shout out to him because I know he's getting the bag, bro. And I know he thought he was down and out, bro. I love to see that story.
The actor who played Chow, I forgot his name in Hangover.
Yeah, but that motherfucker was a successful dentist. He was like a doctor.
He was a doctor, but he was a doctor. His mother, I think the story was his mother was on his deathbed, and she asked him, "What do you really want to do?" He said, "I want to act." He literally was a successful doctor and got into acting and fell in love with acting because of what his mother told him. He really wanted to act, so he got into it. Later on in life, and that's even more of a reason because he's a success in people's eyes. He's a doctor. Yeah. That's even more of a reason. Yeah. He ain't even chasing his dreams like that.
I love that even more when
think about that. He's already successful. He's already a successful doctor. Mm-hmm. He threw that away. I'm not saying he's not a doctor no more, but now he's a successful actor.
And I love that story because that's exactly how I want my story to go. Because I already know, like, I do this tattoo shit, and it's been successful. I've been good. I've been afloat. But it's like I want to lead this shit for something completely that has nothing to do with this. And when I do, you know what I'm saying, I want to look back and be like, yo, thank God, because I know what comes with a career like this. This is a 24/7, 365, a complete consumption of your day. You don't got nothing outside of this.
I tell I need to cut you off.
No,
but one of my mentors told me that we have to realize when you pick a career, you're picking a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You're picking a lifestyle.
And it's forever. Because you'll blink and all of a sudden you're 50, your kids is out of college, and you haven't done nothing but the same shit you've been doing for 30 years. And that's one of my biggest fears because I see my parents do that shit. And it's like, yo, they blinked and me and my brother was out the house already. It was like, what the fuck? And it felt that way because I didn't see my parents from like 4th grade till shit. Just recently, ever since my son was born, when I started seeing I seen my family more in the last 3 years than I did the previous like 15.
Nah.
Literally.
That's a fact.
Literally. The last 3 years my son being born, I've seen my family more than the last 15 years prior to that. Just because we were always in our own worlds. I'm in my own career path, especially because I started early and I left the house early. Then, like I said, by the time they moved to Jersey and they started their first business 2 years in, it was over. Right? It was no more seeing them. So I understood what having a business, owning a business was like. It's like, oh, okay, you're gonna devote everything to this shit because this shit becomes another kid. It becomes the most important kid too. It's the breadwinner.
It becomes the baby. Like,
right. This business becomes the nigga you're trying to make it to the NFL. Like he's the chosen one. Like, and it got to be that way, or else this shit gonna sink.
Yep.
So it be mentalities like that got me thinking like, nah, I gotta switch this shit up, man. I gotta switch this shit up.
I feel you. I'm working on a few things myself.
You always got a few things going on, though.
Well, I want to make a big announcement soon. Not yet, but I'm gonna make a big announcement here soon.
You been moving funny. So I'm saying you moving funny, but he always got some shit up his sleeve. You really don't know what this motherfucker. You might come out and be an astronaut or some shit. Like, what's going on? What happened?
Nah. I'm announce it at the right time.
He gonna announce it at the right time.
Yeah, nah.
Big announcement though. I got my tooth fixed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Listen, I was doing bad.
The great veneers.
Yo, bro, when I tell you, I went and I was like, y'all, I wonder if you could actually see like how chipped my shit was, and you can see that shit clear as day. I was there embarrassed. I'm like, I don't even want to throw this shit on Instagram. This shit looks so bad.
You should have. Feel me?
I should have. That's why I had to address it because I didn't want motherfuckers to be like, yo, what's up with this nigga mouth? This nigga look crazy.
Like, what's going on?
So I was like, the first thing I had to come out, I'm like, yo, I done chipped my shit. Feel me? But we back on deck. You know what I'm saying? Good veneers, we here. But yeah, man. There's been so many different tragic things going on this week, man. I don't even know where to start off at. Like,
no, keep. What you gonna say? Keep going.
Nah, we was talking about changing career paths and having to switch shit up in order to not be stuck on one thing for the next 30, 40 years. Like it's about creating assets.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you're talking about being, you have to. An asset is you remove yourself from the situation and you're still making money.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
That deviates between a small business owner who has to devote their time to it, and then creating an asset is you're moving yourself. You know, just like a business. You know, if you have the business, if you're the business owner, you're passionate. If you remove yourself, are your employees as passionate as you? Oh, yeah. You know, we'll continue to run as strongly as you. That's why. You know, it's about good leadership as well. No matter what it is.
And it's so key, though. Like, if you own a business, man, you got some good workers, bro. Take care of them. Get them motherfuckers bonuses on weekends, bro. Keep them motherfuckers happy.
Absolutely take care of. And I'm a big advocate. I tell people all the time, if you're not happy where you are, leave. Yeah. If you're not happy where you are, leave. Leave. Find another opportunity that's better for you. That's deserving of your talents. Because not every place is deserving of your talents. Yeah. You're wasting your talents in some places. You can find a better place that's better for you, better well suited for you, and they really won't realize how bad they need you until you're gone.
And that's the thing. When you say talent, people don't realize your talent is an asset.
Yeah, you
gotta utilize that because you can set your own price at that point. So whatever you got as a talent, man, make sure you know how to set your price.
If you're an employee, if you're a business. You are the asset. You are the asset to the employer.
They say the billionaire mindset. You switch over from a regular worker to the entrepreneur mindset once you start learning how to stop trading your time for money.
Yes,
learn how to stop trading time for money.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
That's a big gem.
Yeah, big gem. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't realize we're trading our time directly for money when they tell you, oh, you're gonna make 20 an hour, you're gonna make 30 an hour. Like, is that what you're worth?
You're literally trading. Yeah, you're literally trading yourself for $20 an hour.
Yeah, $20 an hour. 60 minutes, you get $20. What's that? You paying me 33 cents a minute. Yeah, nah, that's not enough for me.
And that's not including taxes.
Oh yeah, 33 cents a minute. You gotta take taxes out of that shit. You paying me 27 cents a minute. I'm not going for it. It shit gets wicked when you think about it. 27 cents a minute. Think about it. You getting paid a quarter a minute. It's fucking wild.
But yeah, listen. If you're at an opportunity right now and they're not treating you like you need to be treated, then find a new opportunity. We are a different generation than our parents and our parents because back in the day they used to work one job for 30 years. Yeah. You know, they worked one factory job for 30 years and that was it. Now, if we're not happy with our situations, which I like, millennials, we changing jobs here and there and. You know, find the right fit for you and your family, you know?
I feel like our minds, we're just in such a different world, man. Like, and now that I'm getting a little older, I can see it where, like, I see the effects social media is having. I see the effects that all the fake shit that's going on the internet. It's destroying our minds for real. Like,
and
even the younger generation, like, they're so fucked. Like, like, I think about kids that went through that pandemic in school, and I'm like, yo, bro, how the fuck did you not drop out?
Yo,
I would have been first in line dropping out.
But
might as well.
But think about it, and think about it on another aspect. Let's say this pandemic happened 30 years ago. How are you gonna have school? There's no Zoom. How are you gonna have class 30, 40 years ago? Yeah. If it wasn't for the technology, how would you even have class? You wouldn't even. Yo, that generation. Imagine that back in it. I can't imagine, like, you know. Or I feel so bad for these college kids right now. You know, imagine going to college during the pandemic. You feel me?
Oh my
like,
God, especially the athletes that lost whole seasons and shit. Oh man. Cool. Motherfuckers lost their whole senior year of high school. That would have been their year to been able to get fucking recruits. To get recruited.
Legit.
And shit like
it's crazy and.
Yeah, that shit is.
But
raw. Imagine being a fucking the first grader, second grader, trying to learn how to read, and no school for 2 years, and now your parents got to turn to teachers.
Imagine you have multiple kids at home. You got a job, and now you have your kids. Let's say you can't afford to have them have multiple screens at the same time. You feel me? It goes deep. Yeah, you have to work on this math.
Laptops. Yeah, you're right. Where the fuck are you getting all these screens from?
How? It's and what we were talking about before is how you see the screen time, and I said on this podcast before that we are so entrenched in entertainment. That's our problem. We want to entertain every day, every minute of the day. We want to be entertained. Yeah.
That's why, they say TikTok, they say social media has officially been proven scientifically to be more addictive than liquor and cigarettes.
Oh, absolutely.
And I thought about you're so fucking right.
The dopamine levels that it brings.
When I wake up, for some reason, that's the first thing I want to do.
First thing.
First thing I have to do it. I'll feel out of touch. Like, if I don't go on social media for 2 days, bro, I don't know what happened. Like, the whole world changed in 2 days.
We want to entertain. That's why entertainers get paid so much, but teachers don't, because we don't value education. We value entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, but it makes sense, man. Whatever sells.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. We value entertainment so much. That's all our. Whenever we're not working, entertain. We don't really value education. We're not even trying to. We're trying to pass the time. You know, we're trying to pass the time.
Word. That's what
it is. We're trying to pass time.
I think that's exactly why I can't watch shows, bro. Because I feel like I'm sitting here waiting for time to pass, and it's like I just can't. I'd rather listen to something that I can learn something from at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, that entertainment is cool, but like even with what I listen to and watch on YouTube all day, it's always something educational. Even if it might not be like math and science, but I'm listening to the history of this.
It don't got to be the Pythagorean theorem. For me.
Yeah, it don't got to be that, but I'm always trying to learn something. You know what I'm saying? I can't get that from Game of Thrones. I can't get that from whatever the fuck other shows popping right now.
Listen, and there's nothing wrong with entertainment. It's just about moderation. Because we will literally entertain ourselves to death. And not be in a position to better our situation or better our children's situation, because that's all we care about is entertainment.
Damn, yeah, that's deep. Because I got like 12 streaming apps, and I can never find something to watch ever, bro. And when in doubt, when I can't pick the streaming services, I end up going right to YouTube. YouTube. I go right to YouTube,
and you get sucked into that black hole of YouTube.
Yeah,
and then time will pass. Like, what happened? And then at the end of the binge, you're like, where did this video even start from for me to even get to this point? How did I get to here? Then you're trying to circle back. This, that. Yo, bro, it's never ending. Nah. It's never ending, and it will never end. And the way the entertainment, the content is going, it will never end. There's so much content being produced all the time. We're literally short circuiting.
Yeah, that ass.
Like,
and the thing is that, and like you said, it'll never end. It's like YouTube is the new Google. Like, they don't just have one video based on what you asked for. They got 10 different ones made by 10 different creators. They all got a different variation of views and all that, and you get to pick which one.
And guess what? Oh, you're interested in this? Guess what? Now we're gonna show you ads about this. Oh, you saw a video of food montages. Now you're scrolling, you see food
you gotta be careful what you Google, because you don't want that shit popping up in your.
Google, Instagram, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful if you spend too much time on looking at one subject. They're gonna shove that right down your throat.
Yeah, for real. Facts.
Not for real.
Virtually. On God though. I think that's genius, though, man. Like people don't realize like these marketing.
Marketing is the companies rule the world,
bro.
Marketing is everything.
Marketing is everything.
That's how everyone makes money.
Yeah, literally. That's how Google. That's why Google is free.
That's why Facebook is free.
Because you signed up to let them monitor everything you look at. Everything.
They want to, but the consumer, they would rather have targeted ads that they're going to buy rather than random stuff anyway. So it's a win-win. If you're a consumer, why would you? Right. You would rather have something that you're interested in.
Garden hoses and fences.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not my thing.
That's not your thing. You would rather be targeted to ads to stuff that you're interested in. So it's a win-win on both ends.
Nah, yeah.
And that's why a lot of this stuff is free. Everything runs off marketing. Everything runs off ads. That's the world. That's what the world revolves around. The world revolves around
familiarity. I was having this conversation with somebody the other day about how familiarity is it's one of the most comforting. We don't realize like we're so vulnerable to familiarity. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're familiar with something, we're so likely to go towards it, which is why marketing and all that shit works. Is because we've seen that before. Like I might not know any other brands, but I see these Gain commercials all the time. I'm gonna take the Gain one. You know what I mean? Same thing.
That's big.
Yeah, with chips and food and all that shit, or even voting for a president. You see Obama, he looked like me. Cool. I'm going with familiarity. I don't give a fuck what he has to offer. I don't give a fuck what his policies are. None of that shit. I like him. He look like my uncle. I'm gonna go with that guy.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Familiarity is a human trait where like we trust familiarity, and it does nothing. We don't have any foundation to why we trust familiarity. I don't know anything about this brand. They might be supporting a politician that I'm not fucking with. I don't give a fuck about none of that because I see their commercials every day. I hear this shit every day on YouTube, SoundCloud. Every advertisement is this, so I'm fucking with that.
Yeah, or just like all these insurance commercials. Guess what? Not everybody's old enough to purchase insurance, but when you are, you'll know the heavy hitters.
Yeah,
you'll know when the time has come. You'll know the heavy hitters in the game.
100%.
You know, and a lot of the times you got to realize that the money you're spending on products, you're spending a big chunk of that is going right to advertisement.
Yeah,
if you were picking, let's say you were picking beers, one of them was Budweiser, one of them was Best Beer, and they were the same price. You would go with Budweiser because you know the brand.
No, literally without a doubt.
Without a doubt, because you know the brand.
Facts.
A large percent of the money that you're spending is for advertisement. A lot of money you're spending for these for retail is for advertisement. Nice. Like 40% of their chunk right to advertisement.
Yeah, you're so right.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I've made those decisions before. Staring at the shit, I'll be like, it's this and this. I know this brand. I'm going with this one.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, a big chunk.
I do that all the time.
The big chunk of the stuff
Walmart,
you put
I do that shit all the time.
On retail, it's for advertisement. The Trix Bunny or the Lucky Charms guy. A big chunk of the money you're spending for the product is for advertisement.
That's crazy. Yeah, shout out to Good Value because I be in Walmart running it up off the Good Value.
That's what I'm saying.
But like but the same thing though. If I'm in Walmart and like two cheeses, it's like one cheese is Good Value, same kind of cheese is Kraft. I normally would go with the Good Value because it's a little cheaper, but I'm like, it's only 40 more cents for Kraft. I'm going with Kraft.
Yeah.
Like, why do I assume that's better quality?
Why? Yeah, because it's advertisement. That's because it's the ads. You think it's better. Yo, bro, when I was young, speaking of Budweiser, I used to think that was the best beer in the world when I was young. Before I started drinking,
right?
Because that's all I saw. And you realize it tastes like piss. You feel me?
Beer tastes like piss.
No, they don't.
Bro. When I see a motherfucker pull out a beer, when niggas order food and get beer, I get tight.
Listen, Bud Light,
that makes me more mad than water. If I see a nigga order food and water, I'm be tight.
The commercial beers, Budweiser, Bud White, Miller, all that.
Bud Light and Budweiser aren't the same thing? Who's Bud?
Bud Anheuser-Busch is the...
See, you know how this nigga always really got an answer for something? Like, how the fuck you always do that? But I actually know Anheuser-Busch. I went to their brewery.
Anheuser-Busch is the parent company. But...
Oh, that's deep.
But yeah, all these commercial beers taste like piss. Like I'm like, yo, I thought these were the best beers ever just because
all
of ads.
beer tastes like piss.
No, they don't. You gotta deepen your palate, bro. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, I already had them all, bro. They're fucking trash. They're fucking trash. I'm Dominican. I know what it's like. All these niggas drink beer with their meals. I fucking hated that because I'd be like, yo, there's no way that tastes good, bro. Stop it.
I like Presidente. I'm not gonna lie.
Hell no, bro. That shit is ass. All that shit is ass.
Listen, honestly, Coronas is mid. Very mid. But,
mid-pack.
I didn't start drinking beer till I went to college at all.
Yeah, I wasn't really a big
and then when I got to college, and that was there, and
they love beer in college because that shit's mad cheap.
No, they love the cheapest beer.
Exactly. And you was in the middle of PA, what? You was in the middle of Pennsylvania. Shout out to Muhlenberg and all that.
Yo, for real, like what? What was it? The Natty Ice? Oh, Natty Light?
Oh yeah, Natty Lights. I didn't heard of that shit.
Yeah,
I was never into beer. I just remember when my drinking phase.
I like it now. I remember
when I was 13, niggas looked at me like I was on crack cocaine for drinking liquor. Like I remember 13 to 16, I was smacked. I was at your local football game, fried. I'm hugging your mother drunk as hell, nigga. 14, I'm sloppy. I'm hugging niggas' moms. I'm dapping niggas' little brothers and shit. Yo, what up, little nigga?
And then at the games, you like, yo, hold on, your parents over there. I gotta make sure I sorry.
I swear to you, the only people I ever was worried about running into in a bad state of mind, I'd be more worried about seeing your parents than mine. And mind you, your mom literally came out to us like one time. Once she realized like, okay, we smoke a lot. Like we don't just smoke a little. We smoke all the time. Because we was walking around fried. She just straight was like, listen, just don't be looking stupid. Put some fucking eye drops in your eyes. Don't walk in here. Put some cologne when you walking around when you know you're not supposed to be smelling.
Because her whole thing is you never know who you're gonna see here.
Yo, bro, your parents are so real about everything, bro. Like shout out to your pops, man. Cause bro, I remember after I had got my crib raided back in like 2012, he was the first dude to walk up on me, and he saw me at the football game. Yeah. And I never forget him and your mom. And he woke me over. He was like, mind you, I was with a shorty at the time. You feel me? My longtime girlfriend at the time. Yeah. I'm sitting there, and he like, yo, let me talk to you real quick. I was like, first my first time seeing since after I got locked up for that shit. So I'm like, fuck, this is good. Feel me? Okay. He's like, you know I'm disappointed in you, right? I'm like, fuck. That's one of the, bro, that shit hit me like a pound of bricks when he said that, because he's never talked to me like that.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, you know I'm disappointed in you, right? I'm like, damn. He like, listen, man, you got to be smarter than that. He said, you know you was moving dumb, because I could even, he was like, I heard about it. And I'm like, damn, I was 17, really bugging like that? Like, even the adults of the town here?
I didn't even tell him about it.
It was within the
mix. I didn't even tell him about it.
I mean, the coach was a cop and shit like that, so it's not that hard to just be like, yo, you know your man, your son's best friend is bugging, right? Getting arrested every fucking day as a juvenile. So he's like, he told me the best piece of advice. He was like, yo, listen, you got a little shorty with you. He said, listen, focus on her, some money, and get the fuck out the way. He said, stop running wild. He stopped running around with shit in your car. It's easy to get arrested like that. And he's like, man, there's no reason I should be reading about you in the newspaper. And I took that shit to heart. And I was like, damn. He's like, I found out about that shit in the newspaper. I'm like, I made the newspaper? I'm like, this shit is crazy. So I mean, but shout out to him, because that was the best piece of it. He said, yo, focus on whatever girl. He said, focus on the girl and the money and get the fuck out the way. He said, you doing all that extra shit in the middle, dealing with a bunch of kids and shit, because it was a bunch of kids. I was the oldest one at 19. Yeah, everybody under me was too young. Like when I got rated, they would ask me for juveniles, and I'm like, yo, dogs, I don't know none of these niggas, and you can't prove that I know none of these niggas, and these niggas can't even go to jail with me.
Exactly.
Like you can't do nothing to them.
Yeah, like legit.
You can't do nothing to none of these kids. Like if they're kids.
Nah, that was a big gem. You never told me you sold your
Yeah, it was there because you was on the field. We had just graduated. No, you couldn't have been on the field. Nah, it was September of 2013. No, you wasn't. I'm tripping. We graduated. You was in college.
Yeah, I was in college.
You was in college. You wasn't even there. That makes sense. That's why you don't remember that. You was definitely in college, man. But he gave me that gem. He said, focus on your shorty, focus on the money, and getting out the way. And I took that shit to heart like, oh, word. After that, I started moving way differently. Like after that, I never did hand in hand, none of that shit again. I was like, nah, I let somebody else handle that. I'm staying out the way. Like, don't contact me while I'm doing the tap. None of that shit. That shit, you feel me? I had to keep that shit away from me. So that was a great gem he gave me. But your pops always gave me great gems. Both of your parents, like I said, that was the two people I was the most scared of seeing. Like, if I see your parents from a distance, I'm pulling up my pants to my chest, nigga. Like this. I didn't want to sag around them. I didn't want to smell crazy around them. None of that. And mind you, they never castigated me for any of that.
Nah, they never.
They never sold me and was like, put your fucking pants. None of that. Never. But I had that, but it was the same way I felt about my parents. Like, I did feel that way about my parents were never just around. So, like, I know I could run into your parents on Tina Grove. So, if I'm walking around pants sagging, I'm drowsy, taking Tylenol 3 p.m. in the afternoon, I'm like, yeah, nah. Yeah, that was an error. Niggas don't know about that. But we got lucky, bro. I'll be honest with you. We definitely got lucky. That we experimented with like simple shit like Tylenol PM and all that, and NyQuil, that sleep type of medicine. We got into that 2010, 2009, 2010.
Yeah,
and then when that shit became pop culture, 2014, 2015, everybody's popping Xanax and real lean, all that real shit. We were like, nah. Why the fuck I'm gonna pay to go to sleep? We used to steal this shit and do this shit for free and be just as tired as y'all niggas. Like, what are y'all doing? So it was real easy for us to just get away from that shit and avoid it completely.
Nah, what really turned me off to the lean, I remember it was someone's birthday, and everybody was just taking a community nap. I'm like, yo, that's not it. Like everybody, no, but like deep snoring, like
community nap, got it.
Dude, I was like, yo, that's legit community nap. I'm like, yo,
bro, niggas used to come hang out to take a nap together. I swear to God,
not it, bro.
It'd be six teenagers in a crib knocked out,
and when they not sleep, they zombies. Like,
and then they wake up thinking they man's robbed them.
Yeah,
and it's because nigga, you done went to the store 10 times.
Yo, and they forgot what they paid. Yo,
bro. No, we're gonna get into that, man.
Well,
Listen, we're gonna get into it. Let's talk about that on the next episode. The way that whole drug scene has changed so much for us from the young days of you either had sour, Reggie, or Aries. Nigga. That's all you smoke.
No in between.
Yeah, you smoke. Piff too. Shout out to Piff. You know what I'm saying?
The street Piff.
You can roll 10 blunts out of a double Piff, nigga.
And some haze.
Oh yeah.
It was like 5.
It was like 5.
But if you had the sour,
yeah. And if you was in Patterson, you was getting late smoking that suey. Shout out to Patterson. If you in Patterson, you know about that suey. Mom in the back like, nigga, we know about the suey. Okay. But listen, man, we want to say thank y'all for tuning in, man. We touched on a lot of subjects, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Have a great rest of y'all afternoon. Absolutely. It's football Sunday. Y'all put y'all tickets in for FanDuel. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm running it up right now.
Listen, they're going to see this on Wednesday. So put y'all tickets in for next week.
Yeah, put y'all tickets in for next week. You know what I'm saying? And Russ, I trust. Russell Wilson all the way. Patrick Mahomes all the way. Take the over every time. It's been the Free Gens Podcast, man. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, guys.
We are gone.